It looks like most people don't get it. It looks like people are still confused with the changes and updates in family visas or family migration, in terms of inviting your partner over to come and join in the UK, blah, 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 blah. And in this video, I am going to clarify. I have a PhD in breaking things down to make it so easy for you to understand. In some few minutes, I will make this family visa updates and changes simple and easy to understand. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Stop that. So hi guys, happy new year to you all. So as you all know, the UK Home Office or the UK Immigration, they've been sort of like, sad with the net migration figures last year. They said about 700,000 people entered the UK and did not go back. And this is scary for them. So they're planning on cutting down net migration by 300,000 this year, okay? And they've set out so many rules, to cut down migration. Some of them are already commenced, like, people who are coming to the UK on a student visa to do their masters or whatever can no longer bring their dependents unless you're doing a PhD, blah, 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 blah. So these are all ways that they're trying to cut down migration. Another way is with the family visas, okay? But please, when I say family visas, this is different from somebody on a health and care worker visa inviting someone over, or somebody as a nurse or a doctor inviting your partner over, okay? These regulations or these things I'm about to say does not apply to you, okay? When we talk about family visas, we're talking about people that have, let's say, settled status, okay? So let's say I have my ILR and I'm now going to get married, let's say from Ghana, and these rules will affect me. Or let's say I'm British and I've seen somebody online that I'm getting married to that I want to bring the person over, yes, except a care worker, these rules does not apply to you, okay? So please bear that in mind. There's a difference between family visas, okay? So please understand this, right? So what is the changes, okay? Let me break them down. As of now, the minimum amount you should be earning per year to be able to bring your partner over is £18,600 per year. So I remember there was a lady that joined my company 2 years ago. She was already receiving benefits from the government, right? So she was good, but because she's found somebody in Ghana that she wants to go and get married to, and she did not meet that 18,600 salary threshold, okay? So she wanted to start working as a carer in my company so that her annual income will increase, so that she'll be eligible to invite the husband over, okay? Because she went to Ghana, they got married, and now she wants to be able to bring the person over, but she did not meet that salary threshold. So she now started to work as a carer to be able to meet that. She already has her settled status or British passport or whatever it is, okay? So these are the people that this is referring to, okay? People with settled status, people with British passports. Yes, those who want to bring people over. So as of now, the amount you should be earning is £18,600 per year. And this is what the Home Office is saying, that they're going to increase it to a whopping £38,700. So as of now, okay, now that I am not on a health and care worker visa, now I'm not on a health and care worker, now I'm a settled person. So now that I'm settled, if I was now going to get married in Ghana and invite my husband over, I would not qualify to bring him over, because my job that I'm doing now, my annual salary is 31,000, 32,000 thereabouts. So I do not meet this 38,700 blah blah blah. So I would not have been able to qualify to bring my husband over, okay? So that is where people are really stressed about and really angry and not happy about, okay? Because this is huge and not loads of people are making this amount of money. However, let's get the details right. What they are saying is that they want to be sure that if you're bringing somebody over, if you're bringing your partner over, your new wife or your new husband over, and your kids, you have enough to support your family. So that's the reason why they're doing this. And another reason is to reduce the number of people coming in. I mean, they've said that. So the first detail, okay, is that this increment is going to be done in stages. So they're not just going to jump from 18,600 to 38,700 tomorrow. And let me read this so that you understand. So it says that to give greater predictability to families, the Home Office will raise the minimum income for family visas incrementally in stages, okay, starting in spring 2024. So they're going to start in spring 2024. So spring is from March to May, okay? So the first thing is that the threshold will be raised to 29,000. That is the 25th percentile of the earnings for jobs at the skill level of RQF3, okay? Then, so first of all, it will jump from 18,600 to 29,000. And then they'll move it to the 40th percentile, which is 34,500 per year. And then finally, they'll move it to the 50th percentile, which is 38,700. And the level at which the general skilled worker threshold is set. They're also saying that there will be no longer a separate child element to the minimum income requirement to ensure that British nationals are not treated less favorably than migrants who are required to meet the general skilled worker threshold as a flat rate, regardless of any children being sponsored. So now there's a flat rate. They're not going to say if you have 2 kids or if you have 4 kids, you should be having this amount of money. Initially, that was the case. So now there's a flat rate, regardless of if you have 7 kids that you're inviting over, or if you have 10 kids, or if you have 1 child. Now it's a flat rate, okay? The end goal is to raise it to the £38,700 per year, okay? So lots of people will not be able to invite their partners over on the family visas, honestly. Lots of people will not be able to, and that is really sad, because how many people earn this amount of money? But the good thing is that it's going to be done incrementally in stages. So first of all, raise it to 29,000. But the problem is, I'm not sure how long it will be on the 29,000 for. Okay, is it going to be there for just 3 months, a year, 2? I don't know, but this is what is written. So by the way, this video was proudly brought to you by TransferGirl. If you're looking to send money from the UK or other EU countries to Ghana, Nigeria, or other African countries, I recommend TransferGirl. So TransferGirl, if you're wondering what they are, if you're a stranger on this channel, is an international money transfer app that allows you to send money from the UK and other EU countries to over 34 different African countries. Did you hear me? To over 34 different African countries. Not loads of apps beat this. You can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, and many other African countries. If you haven't tried it, I don't know what you're waiting for. With TransferGirl, in at most 30 minutes, the person is going to get the money, and your person gets the exact amounts that you're sending. And as you send the money, you can actually track the transfer to see whether the person has gotten it, where it is in the, the whole transfer process. It's very easy, hassle-free, very convenient. And what I love about them is their customer support. If you should have a problem and then you contact them, they are very prompt, they are very quick to respond to your query and attend to you and sort everything out for you. They are authorized by the UK Financial Conduct Authority. TransferGirl is currently being used by over 5 million users worldwide. And when you check transpilot.com, they are rated the best money transfer app. Yes, the best money transfer app on transpilot.com. You can download TransferGirl for free, whether you use an Android, whether you use an iOS, and I'll leave the link in the description, okay? The amazing thing is that TransferGirl is giving unlimited £20 reward if you transfer or refer a friend. So when you use the app, you can actually generate your own referral code from the app or generate a referral link and then share it to your friends. And if these friends that you refer are able to send about £100, in the first 6 months between 2 countries, you are gifted unlimited £20 reward. So you can imagine, the more friends you invite, the more money you get. You don't have to be registered as an influencer for them or blah blah. You get the money, okay? I love TransferGirl and I recommend TransferGirl to you if you're in the UK or any EU country and you're willing to transfer money to friends and family in Ghana, Nigeria, or other African countries, okay? They are rated the best transfer company on transpilot.com, and I'm privileged to be associated with this brand. So thank you so much, TransferGirl, for sponsoring today's video. And then this is other detailed information that you're also supposed to know. So the first thing is, those who already have a family visa within the 5-year partner route or who apply before the minimum income threshold is raised will continue to have the application assessed against the current income requirement and will not be required to meet the increased threshold. This will also be the case for children seeking to join or accompany parents. So normally, when, let's say, I'm settled, I'm not yet married, and then I invite my partner over, usually there's a 5-year route to settlement for that partner that I invite. So let's say I'm settled, right? I go to Ghana, I get married, and then my husband joins me, right? He's on the 5-year route to permanent residency. He'll first of all be given, let's say, 3 years or 2 years, 9 months or something. And after he spends that, he would apply to extend the visa again, provided we are still married. And then he will live another 2.5 years on it. Together 5 years, right? And then I'll be eligible to apply for the indefinite leave to remain, right? So they are saying that people who are already on that family visa within the 5-year route, so let's say you've already invited somebody over and they're on the first 2.5-year visa, they are yet to extend. This increment of the salary threshold will not affect you because you're already on the system. They are talking about those who are yet to make a fresh family visa application. So if you're already on it and you're now coming to extend the visa before the 5-year ends for you to get the ILR, you are good to go. And then this also applies to children as well who are accompanying parents. If they're already on the 5-year route, they're already on it, okay? Or they made the application before this salary threshold is erased, they will not be required to meet this one. Okay, so even if, let's say, they want to make the increment start on 2nd March, 2024 and you make your application 28th February, that means this will not affect you even when you're extending your visa for the whole 5-year period that you'll be in the UK until you get your ILR. This will not affect you. So this is very critical. If you have money and you're intending on making a family visa application, please, I think it's wise that you make the application before spring. That's my advice, okay? Because this will go a long way. It will not affect you when they're extending their visa, so long as they made the application whilst the current threshold was in place. Okay, once you wait till the new fees comes into effect, when they are making the application, you should meet the salary threshold, and in future, when they are extending as well, you should meet the salary threshold. Do you understand? So that's it, okay? Then the second thing to be aware of is that anyone granted a fiancé visa before the minimum income threshold is raised will be assessed against the current income requirement when they apply for a family visa within the 5-year partner route, okay? So for those who don't know, the UK has something we call a fiancé visa, and I personally know somebody who is in the UK on a fiancé visa. So this is how it works. So let's say you meet somebody online, a British guy online, right? On the, let's say, Facebook or wherever, you get to, like this person, you start dating online, and then let's say you're in Nigeria, and this person travels all the way to Nigeria, comes to see you, and, wants to get married to you, okay? So you can apply for what we call a fiancé visa. You are not yet married legally, you apply for a fiancé visa to come and get married in the UK. So at the time that you are making the application, you are not married, so you don't have to prove marriage certificates, blah blah blah, but you'd have to prove the genuineness of your relationship, okay, that you are engaged to get married, okay? So maybe your chats, your pictures when you met, blah blah blah, okay? So you come in here and then you're giving some time to get married and then switch to a family visa, okay? And they are saying that if you're currently in the UK on a fiancé visa, whilst this salary threshold has not yet been raised, right? When it's time for you to apply for your family visa, you are not required to meet that increment in the salary threshold, okay? I think it's probably because whilst you're on a fiancé visa, pending or waiting to apply for your family visa, the salary threshold had not been raised yet. So let me take that part again. It says anyone granted, like if you've already been granted a fiancé visa before this minimum income threshold is raised, you will be assessed against the current income, and the current income is 18,600 per year. So you'll be assessed against the current annual income or the current salary threshold when you are applying for your family visa within the 5-year partner route, okay? So that's really, really great, okay? So because maybe you're planning your wedding on, let's say, April, and that is after spring. So that means you have to hurry up with the wedding. What if you've booked your venue and you booked everything for April? And then by force, now you have to shift everything because there's new salary threshold to affect you. They're saying that so far as you're on a fiancé visa on the minimum threshold at the moment, when you're applying for your family visa, you are exempt from that high salary threshold requirement, okay? And the last thing that you also have to know is that those already in the UK on a different route who apply to switch into the 5-year partner route after the minimum income requirement has been increased will be subject to the new income requirement. It doesn't matter you're in the UK already. If you're in the UK on a student visa, okay, and then let's say as you're going about your normal GTs in the UK, you meet this nice British guy or this guy who has ILR or settled status, and you guys want to get married, okay? So now this person is applying for a family visa for you. Let's say you've graduated and then you want to switch to a family visa and be this guy's dependent, right? They are saying that the fact that you are in the UK does not mean that you are sticking to the old requirements. So far as you are making the application after the salary threshold has been raised, you'll be required to meet the new salary threshold requirements. Okay, so if you're making a fresh application after this new thing has come into force, you're expected to meet that salary threshold requirement, the raised one. So that is it, okay? So guys, if you already have somebody in mind you're speaking to, this is going to lead to marriage, meeting this new salary threshold come spring will be quite difficult. So if you think this person is the one, I think you should hurry up with things, okay? Because it's going to be tough meeting this 38,500 salary threshold. And if you do not meet that, you do not qualify, you're not going to be able to bring your partner in. In other words, they are saying, marry somebody who does not need a visa. That's the UK for you. I hope this was made simple for you to understand. If you still have any questions regarding this, comment below. I'll be there to answer all your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.